Hello, all.
Good
Hey,
evening.
So they started a new double authentication process that I hadn't seen or used before. Sorry about that. It took me a few minutes to log in. I know Steve has been very sick, so he might not make it. I'll remind
Okay.
him.
Well, we have a quorum, so I will call the meeting to order at 5:32. We'll start with reviewing the minutes from last meeting on the 1st. I don't know if everybody had a chance to read through those. I made some changes.
Changes look good.
And while I was making the changes, I came up with two questions. One, we talked about not removing and replacing the siding on the rising walls. They're going to have to remove some of that siding in order to properly flash the roof, correct?
That was an issue they brought up.
Unmute. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
So I called, what the heck's the guy's name? The engineer in charge.
Cole, that's,
Oh,
Cole
yeah,
is,
Cole.
yeah.
To make sure they understood that what we're telling them, remove the siding that's required to properly perform flashing, but we don't want you to be removing siding above that and replacing that area. So he said that's the way they understood.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then the second question is, all our recommendations, which we made and you understood, Becky, do we as a committee need to vote on those for approval? I mean, we all agreed, but
It never hurts to vote.
okay.
Um,
So can we can we vote now on those changes as they are in the minutes, or by accepting the minutes, do we, in a sense, vote on them?
No, I think you would want to vote separately because you didn't vote at the last meeting, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so you'd want to vote on it separately.
Okay.
I don't know how you do that, but okay.
Well, could it be that someone proposes that all the changes, modifications that we made to the contract that are included in the minutes from the 1st of March are approved by the committee? Does that sound sort of like what somebody needs to propose?
I have a question then, because I'm going to ask it during this meeting. Okay, I guess it is part, well, no, it's part of Gail's meeting minutes. So I have a question concerning that, which then I guess gets back to what Stephen, what you're asking for. So
And right
how do
now
we-
you're
how do we
just,
play this game.
so you've already started to approve the minutes.
Yes, let's
and
get
then you
that done.
deviated to the discussion, so maybe get back to the minutes, approve the
Okay.
minutes or disapprove them, but finish up with the minutes and then go on to the Gale subject, and it will all be in the new minutes. The
Okay.
vote would be in the new.
Okay.
minutes.
Got it. Okay, so everyone's read through the existing minutes that specifically the area about all the changes, modifications. So do I hear
I recommend we approve the minutes.
any second?
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye, aye, aye.
Megan, aye.
Alma's aye.
Okay.
Hackenbush, aye.
Okay, so then we can move on to discussing items from the minutes
Yep.
and voting on them. So what were you gonna bring up, Jeff?
So I think we were all sent a copy of Gail's minutes from meeting number 1. Did everybody get that?
I'm not sure.
I believe I did send them to everyone. Did I not? Maybe I didn't.
When were they sent out?
Or maybe, if you guys don't have them, it's, maybe I just caught Jeff on them. Because that was the old header. Let me see. Let me find Gail. iPad. Okay, yeah, so I had, because it was, I had forwarded them to Jeff with a question, because I couldn't forward it to everybody with a question. So now you're in a meeting, you can see them. I mean, I should have just forwarded the minutes without the question, but
Did you just forwarded them right now?
yeah. And I'm gonna put them up on screen. And then I'm gonna give Frank the screen. And co-host. I'm gonna share screen. Okay. Here we go.
So it's item DM 1.07.
Hmm.
So basically, they're talking about replacing the wood siding, the red wood siding, or the kind of pink wood siding now.
Right.
That's from the gutter line down. Remember we had talked about when we did our walkabout that we thought we should replace some of that bad siding later as part of the painting package. And Gail here is asking, do we want to replace that siding now as part of this package? So I called Gail because I was a little concerned about if we put this kind of scope of work into this project, are we going to then end up with a filed sub bid, which is the roofing contractor, and a non-filed sub bid, which would be the GC? And they said the way they're going to write the specs is they're going to write it to be a roofing contractor who's DCAM certified for roofing and GC. So their opinion is they would be able to replace the wood above the soffit and not violate the bidding laws. So they're giving us some different options. I think we had kind of agreed that, and I voiced this to them, that we were concerned about a painter actually holding a hammer and replacing siding, or not a painter, a roofer.
Right.
Felt more comfortable with a painter and a general contractor. They didn't seem to think that was going to be quite as much of a problem. So they're giving us some different options if we're interested in them. Coco, be quiet. So that's what item 1.07 is. So I told them that we're having a meeting this afternoon or this evening, and we would look at DM 1.07 and give them some guidance back.
Okay, so
Well, looking, I mean, if they, their original estimate indicated that they were only replacing the 2x3
Mhm.
and suggesting that that could be wrapped with aluminum.
Right.
So this
Okay.
option number one, they're talking, as I read that, they're talking about replacing all the tongue and groove
Yeah,
fascia.
and all three options are not in their cost estimate.
Right.
Yeah.
So any of their options
Are gonna cost us more.
are going to cost more than the previous option that they offered us.
Right.
And given the amount of money that we currently have, I mean, that's going to exceed, I think, quite a bit
Mhm.
our $500,000.
Mhm.
And I think, and I don't remember the fascia having that much damage to it. That
I
you
tend to
necessarily-
agree. Yeah,
that you need to replace, that you'd want to replace all of it.
right. In my opinion, I think we should maintain our present course, which is they take off the metal drip edge. If they find some damaged wood behind it, they fix that. And then they come back with the PVC trim. And then when we put together the painting package, if there's any other additional damaged wood, we'll have it replaced at that time. But based on DM 1.07, they're waiting for some guidance from us. So Becky, do you want to get back to them?
So we're basically saying 1.07 option 2.
No, we're not doing any of the options.
You want it removed. You want nothing from DM 107, right?
Well, actually, at the bottom there, isn't that what we were talking about?
When you say the bottom there, which bottom?
Well, the
these are
bottom of
the-
option 3, Gail's discussed that since the upper 2x4 is being replaced with a 1x6 PVC trim board, the installation, oh, I see. Well, we just wanted that the 2x4 is being replaced with the 1x6 PVC trim board.
I
And
don't
if
know.
there's any rot behind.
I don't know what that last sentence means. The only thing I don't know if that last sentence means that they're going to put another 1x6 below the 1x6, or they're putting a 1x6 at the bottom of the soffit.
I think they're talking about another small one by whatever at the bottom.
Yeah,
of the
it says the installation of an additional piece of PVC below this unit could provide a continuous aesthetic.
Yeah, but again, I
That doesn't make sense.
No.
don't know what that means.
I mean, what I think their intent there is, and I'm probably wrong, is that they would use, they take off the existing wood fascia material and do it all in PVC with the additional 1x6 that we want. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Because if you put a piece directly below the 1x6, that's on top of the existing fascia, which, doesn't improve the aesthetic.
No, I think based on the detail I've seen, the 2x3 or 2x4, whatever that is sitting outside of the wood fascia, outside of the wood board. So I think what these guys are saying is they're going to provide a 1x6 behind the gutter and another one right below it, so that when you look at the building and the gutter is going to slope down from high to low, you would see a continuous board or a continuous line, horizontal line below the gutter. I think that's what they're trying to tell us. So what I was hoping, maybe Becky, when you call these guys back, can I be on the phone with them?
Sure, that would be, because
So
this
it's
is the one that's gone in a circle.
Right.
I've really struggled trying to explain this to them.
Yeah, or could they just like mark up a photograph? I was just pulling up pictures of Shutesbury Elementary to try to figure out this, but maybe just like a photo with an arrow drawn on it would identify what they're trying to convey.
Yeah,
Well,
Um,
If they're worried about the line and they want everything to look, because they don't want the gutter to go below the white PVC line, we can do a 1x8.
yeah, I agree.
well, until we see until we see how their detail works,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good enough solution, but I think in my mind, what we want is we want solid backing behind the whole gutter.
Yes,
So how we get there, I want them to figure it out. So I think that's what they're trying to tell us here. That I think that's what they're saying is they're going to provide, they're recommending another board below the 1x6 so that they have solid backing, because I would assume the gutter is going to be 6 or 8 inches deep. So
So that, I'm sorry, Jeff. So that means that the second piece they're talking about is to stabilize the gutter and have it attached to something and not free floating.
yeah, so the gutter, so that the gutter is, the back of the gutter is always against something solid.
well, the lower section of the back of the gutter,
Yeah,
1x6 will be supporting the majority of the gutter, but as it slopes towards the downspout, the base of the gutter may no longer be supported by the 1x6.
right. And I think that's what they're trying to tell us. And I also noticed the gutters in the courtyard, they're a lot bigger than a 6-inch gutter. They're humongous.
Those are custom,
Yeah, I know, yeah.
yeah.
So I want to talk to them just to find out, I guess also how big of a freaking gutter they think we're putting on here. And then what is this extra piece of trim? But I think my point is the rest of these options 1, 2, and 3, we don't want. We'll deal with it later.
Can you go to 1.06?
That's just the architectural shingles that you requested.
Right, but we also rated for 35 years.
I think he did say that.
Is that,
Um, shoot. Sorry, can you see my emails on top of the? Or can you guys just see the,
all I see is 1.01 down to 1.06 from the
Okay.
meeting.
We can only see the meeting minutes.
okay, I'm trying to.
oh, okay, so I
together.
don't have this, so, I didn't, Becky's,
What I sent didn't get to you?
not yet.
It's at 5:39, huh?
Go
Okay,
to the other,
so I just want to find Cole's email to see if he had any pictures in there. Okay. There were photos in the evaluation. Sorry, just trying to see if I can find those photos. Additional gutters.
Oh, so 1.04 is what we asked for.
Mhm.
So that's page 1, and we saw page 2, that was with 1.07.
That's all there are. There's only 2 pages.
Oh, there's not a third. So it's also
Well, the third page is it gives you project contact list. That's all.
okay.
There's nothing,
Lost Becky.
nothing important.
I assume Becky will rejoin us, but I think we could now vote on approving the changes that we made in the contract for Gale and Associates at the last meeting. Somebody like to,
I'll make a motion that we approve the changes to the Gale proposal that were made in the last meeting.
second?
McGinn seconds.
Roll call vote.
Okay.
McGinn, aye.
Quackenbush, aye.
Dallas, aye. Okay, moving on. I didn't know if Jeff, you got any of the estimates for the
Oh.
window replacement?
No, I haven't received anything. I thought Becky was gonna call that guy.
Yeah.
Well, when she gets back on, we can ask her.
While we're waiting on Becky, the rear door of the town hall, you got a price from somebody to fix it or replace it, right?
No, he's working on it. It's the
Okay.
snowstorm has been screwing us up, so.
Okay, so is the idea, because I'm meeting with the Pella guy on Friday to look at
Mhm.
the rear entrance.
Okay.
Is the idea to go back with the same system, a single door and 2 side lights?
No, see, Becky will remember this, what she explained to me was when the last door failed, they just went to Kohl's and said, hey, we need a door. So they put that one in. So
Okay.
I don't think I think it should be structurally sound. And I think if you put a big enough light in the window, you won't need the side lights. A security type
Need a big enough window in the door.
window, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, in
Okay,
the
so
door.
you want to put glass in the door and then solid panels on the side where the side lights are? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because it's the only way you're gonna be able to beef that up.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I told the Pella guy
Yeah.
correctly what we're looking for.
Yes,
Okay.
Becky,
You're
you're on mute.
You're muted.
Hi, sorry, my computer crashed, having a bad computer day.
No.
So one of our police officers who was frustrated about having to walk around the building every time because of the lock back door came in, he got stainless steel screws and he screwed the door back in and it's feeling very solid at the
Well,
moment.
Becky also told me when I was up at town hall, and this had recently happened, that when the policeman took out other screws, they had rusted to practically nothing.
Hmm.
So there was no purchase into the existing frame with the previous screws at that point.
Okay, so are we saying then that this is a non-issue? We don't need to do anything else?
That's what I'm suggesting, yeah.
Okay, so I'll.
I think the door will fail in the future though, and because it's not a solid frame door, it's a PVC door, and when it has high use, something else is going to go on it. So in the future, when it gets ripped off in the future, we'll deal with it. But
Because I have the same feeling. I think we need a stronger setup.
it should have been a metal frame door. I think they just did it on the cheap to get it done. The PVC is not a commercial rated door. in my opinion. I'm not an expert, but when that door shuts, that whole wall rattles. And
Well, how
they
about-
screw the policeman screwed through the jam, so there's only, it's into PVC, it's not into metal.
I'm gonna meet with the pellet guy anyways, and let's get a price.
Yep.
You know,
And Frank, you already have someone.
Yep.
working on the
So, yep,
program.
someone's working on it, just haven't been able to get there because of snowstorms.
Okay.
Um,
And Becky, while you were off, I asked about the window replacement, and Jeff said that you were going to be trying to contact somebody about getting the estimate.
We're talking about Randy.
Yeah,
yeah, I've never received anything from Randy.
Yep, I haven't received anything yet either, and I'm sorry, I did not reach out to him in the last week.
You want to try to,
Actually, no, I did. I did talk to him and he talked about the barn and he said he hoped to have it by next week. I talked to him about last Wednesday.
okay,
okay.
He didn't have anything ready yet.
okay.
So I just want to talk just a little bit about the back of Town Hall. And I will find those rusted out screws to send you. It was amazing. There was nothing left of them, but I think what the old building committee talked about doing at one point was I think the back wall is rotting out. I think there's a lot of moisture back there. And they talked about doing it, but I don't believe they ever looked under the siding to see what condition it was in. And having seen the way that all that water in the door and the rust that's there, the old flooring just disintegrated, that malleolite or marlite flooring, because there was water trapped between a mat and the cement floor. And we've had infestations of flies in the elevator that stopped after we got some of the roofing fixed that was above the elevator. I don't know how to approach this, but there's always been this concern about the water. Like when we did take we didn't just take the door off. I think we took quite a, there was a big open space before they put the door in. I think they built a new frame around it. But there was everything that was all the parts of that were all rotted out. And it wasn't very old either, the old door. So I'm not sure how to approach if we can get somebody to peel off some of the siding that's there. I know I feel like
So
I
this
sound
is-
kind of crazy, but I think it's a problem.
This is
Sounds
on
like
the
you need it.
wall surfaces to the side, off to the side of that rear entry. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the rear entry.
Just the
whole
rear, the
south
wall
side.
of the rear entry.
Yeah, the whole south side of that building. It's all part of the addition that was put on 20 years ago with the elevator.
Mhm.
And I don't think it was properly flashed and that's just quoting people that have worked on it before.
Okay, so do we have a contractor or a list of contractors? Because that's who's gonna have to do this investigation, probably on a time and material basis. Do we have a list of contractors that we typically go to?
We've gone through a number of, it changes with time, but we have a list of people in varying size. Mostly just independent one-man shows. And I don't know how big a company you would need to do this.
We need a building inspector. Home building inspector.
Well, I'm glad to look at what I can, but home inspectors don't do invasive inspection, although I had gotten pretty facile with the use of a screwdriver to find rotted wood.
Mhm.
So
Well,
Steve,
we talked about possibly, and maybe you were the one that I talked to about this, Becky, but looking at town hall next as, inspecting. So maybe that's the first thing to do, and,
Okay,
we'll look
that'd
at
be
that
great.
as much as we can, and then
Mhm.
discuss it and decide how to proceed with that.
sounds good.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, so next item is update on the senior room door closure refurbishment. So last week I took the closer off and put it in a box, which I left with Becky, and Jeff, when he in the next couple of weeks has an
Next week.
appointment
Next week.
in Springfield, he's going to drop it off. And the estimate that I was given by the New England Door Closer Company was $125 plus shipping costs, which they thought would be about $25, back to us. And it was an easy removal, should be an easy reinstall, and hopefully that'll do the trick. Becky,
Yeah,
I did, I called after I dropped the closer off to you. I called Stephanie at the New England Door Closer, who I'd spoken to, and I think she needs just general information from you for how to make out a bill. I mean, do you need a purchase order number? She would need tax ID. And I think if all that information could be, say, in the box for Jeff to give to her when he takes it,
okay.
that's all we need.
And Becky, can I pick it up on Friday?
Sure.
Okay.
Um,
So I'm meeting the Pella guy late morning.
perfect. Yeah, there's even if I'm not around, there's 2 or 3 other people that can have access to my office that can help you out.
Okay.
And it's right in my office.
Okay.
And you just need a sales tax certificate, sounds like.
Yeah, if you want, I can give you the phone number of the company if you want to call and just
Sure.
verify what, so it's 413-733-7889. And the woman that I've spoken with is Stephanie. Very helpful, very pleasant gal.
Okay. Okay,
Okay, last item that I have is reviewing the MN Spear Library Report. I don't know if everybody printed it out. But I had a couple thoughts. I think I remember when we've been talking about it, Jeff has raised a couple questions. Like, for instance, if you're looking at the first sheet roofing, when you get down to gutters and downspouts, under your comments, there's nothing. And the reason there's nothing is because there's no gutters and downspouts. But would it be good to have something like not existing or not applicable in that location so somebody doesn't question why it's blank?
sounds reasonable to me.
Fine.
So what do you think? Not
Even,
existing, not applicable, right?
well, the action level says not applicable, so should we just change that not applicable, not existing?
Well, I'm suggesting, I guess, that we also have something in comments.
It's weird.
Sorry. I went to share the screen and I clicked out of that screen. Hold on, open again. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Let me bring up. What would be a good comment to just,
Any thoughts?
just none. You know, gutters and downspout comments, none. Underground leaders, none.
Or can we say do not exist?
Yeah, or not existing, whatever. Anna, what do you think?
I lost the,
Pardon?
I'm sorry, I lost the connection here.
So, so, you know, where on the report has gutters and downspouts, under comments, there's nothing in that space. And I remember previously Jeff asking, you know, why is there nothing there? So I'm thinking maybe we should have something there like, you know, do not exist, not existing, none.
So are you saying to provide that wherever there isn't something that doesn't exist?
Yeah,
Okay, so as an example, if you were to go to, I'm just bringing this up, a page I'm looking at, plumbing, there's lots of items here that there are no comments because they don't exist.
right.
So are you going to say under comments for all of these does not exist?
Whatever we would choose, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, another possibility could be to do something as simple as just put a line, just a dash, you know, line in there. But, you know, for the, say, for the select board, you know, because they're going to be looking at these, maybe it's useful to have, you know, do not exist, not existing, none.
How is this different from not applicable?
Well, it could be not applicable.
Yeah, that's the thing I have is what you're making redundancy is they go over and they see like at the bottom burner gas and it says monitor and then underneath that it says fan circulator. There's nothing there and it says
Right.
non-applicable. They, you know, my thing is if there's nothing there, it's not applicable because it's not there, and the action level says it's not there.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
Same
Like
here.
the air cleaner is not there, so it's not applicable. So we don't have to comment that it's not there, be redundant, I think.
Yeah.
I agree.
And
And
also the list of things that don't exist would be endless, you know, like where
Yeah.
would that end?
And it keeps it less clutter, Stephen. I think that you're looking at things and you're only looking at comments and you don't have to scroll down and look at this whole list that has the same thing. A redundancy of, you know, does not exist and next to it, not applicable. Just,
Yeah, I
maybe
agree.
yeah. And then,
Does the committee think that having, say, for gutters and downspouts, not applicable under comments would be good?
I think we did it in the action level, I thought, so it'd be redundant.
So
Yeah,
just leave
I
it
think
blank.
less is more.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
So then the second thing, on 1.5, soffit fascia wood, you know, there's no comment because there was no concern noted. Should we have a comment that indicates, you know, essentially that soffit fascia, the wood soffit and fascia is okay at this time? Or do we leave that blank?
I think monitor to me means it's okay. I mean, that no action's required. I would just leave it blank.
Okay,
And it'd be less for the select board to read. You don't want to, you know, have them print this up and say, oh, look what we have to do, all this work. And it's just like, well, no, we got the highlight of the red, read next to that. You don't have to read next to the fascia because it doesn't have anything sticking out.
I'm happy leaving it that way, but I just thought it would be
Okay.
good to review those.
Okay, I've got a few comments I want
Okay.
to review. 9.5.
Uh-huh.
You talk about 2 old wall-mounted light fixtures.
Mhm.
Could we say, where are these things? Could we just add to that note, where are these things?
Okay.
I don't remember that. Are these inside or outside?
Inside.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
I think one of them has like a poster leaning up against it.
Just add location.
Yeah, I mean, I can, there are a few things here that I need to go back and revisit.
Okay,
And I can do that at the time.
okay. No biggie. How about 11 point, let's see, 11.4 and 11.5.
Okay,
I'm thinking instead of priority low, can we make it priority medium? I kind of think this is something we ought to be looking to do sooner rather than later for energy saving reasons. So I just wanted to move low up to medium.
that's just a new, because we just had previously priority high, priority low, but priority medium sounds good.
Okay. Or how about, okay, I would go maybe priority high.
Yeah, because a lot of that could be grant orientated. We put it priority high and then Becky can work our magic next year with all the
Right,
mass saves and everything else.
exactly.
Okay.
Why don't we make it high then?
Yep.
And then 11.6. You've got the word monitor under comments.
11.6.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Is the monitor supposed to be over under action level?
Yeah,
Yep.
Okay,
We're looking at the PDF right now, so I have to go into the spreadsheet and change it.
not a problem.
Yep.
I thought I had one more.
actually under 11.8, where there was indications of mice, we didn't give that an action level, I see.
Yeah, monitor. Okay.
The staying back with, let's see. 12.6, 12.7. We've got this listed under interiors, but we also have it listed under exteriors, but we don't say the same thing. Shouldn't this be under exterior? And same with 12.8?
Well, 12.6, I mean, I would typically in an inspection evaluate the window on the outside. And that has a lot to do, we'll say, with any kind of deterioration or breakdown in the paint, if it's a painted window. And then on the inside, it's somewhat more functional related.
Oh, really? Okay.
You know, I'd
Okay.
make sure typically would see if they operate okay. You know, if it's a double hung, depending on the window, or the sash balance is okay. So those are all things that are evaluated on the inside.
Okay, then following that same logic, wouldn't storm windows then be on exterior since the windows are on the exterior?
That would make sense.
Well, we do have them listed on the outside. I don't know why we have them listed on the inside as well.
Couldn't find storm windows listed on the outside.
2.5.
Huh?
2.5.
Okay.
So remove 12.7.
Yes.
Yep, you're right. I see it. Okay. That took care of my problem.
Becky, were you able to look these over?
Yep.
any thoughts?
No, I missed the inside outside of the windows, but no, I'm really excited about how we're gonna be able to utilize this. And keep up with things someday.
Oh, Frank, one minor thing I noted on the first page, you now have actually on each page, you have at the top left, MN Spears Library and the inspection date. And under action level on that, at the very top, but going over, no, go up to the top of page 1.
Yeah.
So if you just skim across to action level where it's dash Spear Library.
Yeah.
We probably don't need Spear Library there anymore.
Right.
Because
Right.
you have it so well identified.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I know. Jeff raised this question previously under heating 4.1. Where I had put a unit propane gas-fired floor furnace.
Mhm.
I think, given Jeff's comment, it should just be unit and then floor furnace. And then burner identifies it as gas, and since there's no natural gas available anywhere, it's always going to be propane. If it's gas.
I find it helpful to use the word propane though.
Okay, well then, we could just put propane gas for burner propane gas.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anything else, anyone?
Nope, I was good the rest of it.
I think it looks good. I think
Yeah.
it'll be a very useful document.
It'd be interesting to hear how the select board thinks about it too.
Within the next week, I'm going to try and get back to the library and using this, get information that I didn't get on the first visit.
Okay.
Would you guys like to, instead of having just Rita come to a building committee meeting, I was wondering if you guys would want to present this at a select board meeting. I think it would be helpful for the whole select board to see it. I don't know about how you guys feel about going to another meeting. So we
Well,
can just invite
I think-
the select board here to your
I
meeting.
think the group would like to recommend that Stephen Dalmas present it to the select board.
You better
Do I
make a
hear-
motion and get a second.
Do I hear a motion? The second. I make the motion and I make the second.
I'll go. I think that's fine.
I don't think we need all 4 of us to do it.
I agree.
All 5 of us, yeah.
All 5 of us, yeah. Yeah, we know.
But everyone's welcome. I'll just float that out there because, and it probably won't take more than 10 minutes, so.
We know who's sacrificial here.
Yeah. And if there's anything other interesting tidbits on the select board that night, I usually go anyway, so I might be there to back you up, Stephen, but
Great.
because there's always interesting things.
And then did we decide we're going to do the town hall next?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, as I had said earlier, I'm willing to do a lot of that, but I can let folks know when I think I might go.
Yep,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
You got time?
That'd be great.
Now, do we need to have the presentation to the select board before we start town hall? Just in case they don't like something? Becky,
There's a meeting next Tuesday. Might be able to put you on for next Tuesday if you're free, Stephen, and then you won't have to worry because then you won't have met again. And you can just keep working.
Wait, just, what time is the meeting?
This meeting starts at 5. I'd probably get you on the agenda at about 6:10.
Sure. So that's the 21st?
Yeah.
What time does the meeting start?
meeting starts at 5, but she wants you at 6:10.
Right, I got that. Okay.
Okay,
I think her screen is frozen.
Yeah.
Becky, can you hear us? Okay, I got it
Okay.
for 6:10. And I can touch base with her beforehand. Okay, does anybody have anything else? Well, then do I hear a motion that we close this meeting?
I motion we close the meeting.
I second.
All in favor?
McGinn, aye.
Okay.
Dallas, aye.
Recommendation. Yep.
Okay,
Okay, thank you all.
so our next meeting is back to our regular Wednesday night, which would be the 29th at 5:30.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you,
Okay.
everyone.
thank
Take
you.
care.
Good night.
Night.
Frank, are you still there?
I am. Okay.
After we interfaced on the trail and you took off, did you hear the name I used?
Yeah, Tom did too.
I'm like, I must have Jeff Quackenbush on the brain, because I was talking about, about him dealing with the closer and all. So I apologize.
It's not a problem. I do it all the time too. But yeah, Tom noticed it. But yeah, it's all good.
Good, okay.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.